Not used to working with the cord there. All right. Okay, so we are going. We started week 2. We are rolling. Everything was coming in great. Y'all are doing awesome. So we are going to get started here. And starting, we are off with a little bit of a screen share. And here we go. That has popped up over there. All right. And I'm going to change my view over here so we see it the same way you are. Pop over here, clear this so I could see you all's out there. Hello there. How's it going this evening? We are up and running. Everybody's doing good, getting everything in. Glad to see that. Hard to believe we are in week 2. Week 2 does have our midterm, so I do want to point out, I'm going to point this out a few times, this midterm study guide. You can download it through that little down arrow right there. If y'all can see that on your screen, or you can click right here on the PDF. Now, if you have access to a phone and a computer at the same time, you can pull it up on your phone. Also want to point out right here on the Zoom feature, you can click that Zoom. See how you can make that bigger right there? So you can make it a little bit easier to read there if you're pulling it up on a smaller device. But you can also download it, and if you bring it up in any other PDF program, you can make that the width of your screen. Excuse me. So if you're looking at it on an iPad or a phone or something like that, makes it a little bit easier. So you can have it on more than one device at the same time, or you can download it, print it, have it there as well. I strongly recommend when you're going through the midterm, have this ready with you. Because notice right here, look, there's all your items right there. Everything on the midterm is on here. Now, I actually had one student said, but it's not in the same order. Really? I'm not going to give you the questions and the answer in the same order. But one thing, not everybody gets the same questions. I'm going to go over that a little bit later in the week as well. But it's all in here. The other thing, be careful Googling the questions. People have gone out there and put the wrong answers out there. We know this because we see the same questions with the wrong answers come back over and over. It's open book. You can help each other. You can meet up at the campus, work together. Just know that since it is random, your question one and the other person's question may not be the same. So don't just say it's B or it's C. Excuse me, several classes, so my voice will come in and out. So just know that you need to make sure what the person's question actually is before you give them the answer. Okay? Trying to help you all out there. We are in week 2. Y'all did great on the elevator pitch. Let me tell you, I'm not lying when I say the elevator pitches came in better. Whoops. Let me back up. Let me back up. Let me back up. The morning class, their elevator pitches are coming in better than I've seen. So you got competition here. We're going to talk about these elevator pitches, but you got strong competition because they're in the same field as y'all. So we're going to talk about this elevator pitch. Has anybody heard of an elevator pitch? Has nothing to do with baseball. Okay, we're going to talk about that. So picture yourself getting into an elevator. Okay, getting into that elevator. Elevator's moving up the building. You have 30 seconds to a minute to interest that person into either having you come in to possibly offer you a job, or during that 30 to 60 seconds, get information that's going to help your career. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. But let's run down here through this week. But you're going to like this week, I think. Your discussion this week here. Your worst interview ever. How many people have had an interview go bad? Not necessarily because you did something, but it was just a bad interview. Yeah, there's some people who don't know how to interview, and so you have a bad interview. That's what your discussion is tell us what happened, you know, how you handled that. If you've never had a bad interview, okay, tell us about your best interview ever. And so, what happened? Haven't had an interview? You're not off the hook. How do you think you're going to ensure you're going to have the best one? This is a great way to share information. Okay, so think about that. And that's your discussion for the week. So get that in. Now, how many people have talked to the people that you're supposed to interview already? Anybody talked to that person yet? Okay. Didn't think so. People in the morning class, they hadn't either. So by Wednesday, you need to talk to them, okay? Because this is where you're going to bring that back, okay? Make sure when you do this, 250 word summary, that's not hard to do. When you're putting down the information you gathered from that person, 250 words, not difficult to come up with. Just go through and put down the information you got. Very, very important, okay? Make sure you include the name and the occupation of the person you interviewed, okay? Put it in there, okay? Reply to at least the 3 items, okay? What did you learn about your career field? What special information did you gain from them? And how will you put that in your career plan? And if you say, oh, I didn't learn anything, I knew it all. Okay, why? Why do you think you didn't learn anything? Okay, now I worry about people who never learn anything. They know it all. Okay. You ever heard the term the smartest person in the room? Anybody ever heard that person's the smartest person in the room? Ever hear that term? It's not a compliment. The person that's the smartest person in the room is anything but. Okay. That's what they think they are. They think they know it all. They're the smartest person in the room. You never want to be that person because there's always room for improvement. There's room to grow, room to learn. Okay. Want to have the quest for information. Learn how to grow your career. Learn from people older, younger, all generations, all backgrounds, because everybody has something to offer. Okay. Everybody. And that's how you're going to get the best career. So when you talk to these people, find out what things are really like, put that in there, come in here. You can some people prefer to do it in Word and you can click that and upload your Word file or just type it directly in, whatever you prefer. Okay. Now I skipped this on Tuesday. Now everybody's scheduled for their resume. You're also going to need to schedule for a mock interview. Your mock interviews are going to be next week. Okay. Next week is when you do the mock interview. When you go to that mock interview, you're going to take that resume you created. You're going to act like this interview is for real. Typically, they do ask you very career specific questions. Know your job. Okay. You're going to go in, you're going to sit there with your feet flat on the floor. You're going to put your hands in your lap. You're going to take that resume. You're going to remember you should ask that interviewer questions. You're going to thank them by name at the end. Okay, these are all things you should be doing at every interview. When they approach you, you should extend your hand, introduce yourself, and offer that handshake. You do these things every time. Okay. If you're not comfortable with a handshake, hand bumps, elbow bumps, things like this, but acknowledge them. Okay. take this interview serious, because what's going to happen is they're going to give you feedback on exactly what you do in an actual interview. How many people are a little shaky with their interviews? They're not quite sure if they're doing everything correctly. I mean, okay, this is where you're going to find out. They're going to tell you what you're doing correct and incorrect from the other side of the table. The more you put into this mock interview, the more feedback you're going to get. Okay, they're going to tell you, are you wiggling? Do you need to speak out? Okay, here's one of the best ways to speak out. If your people tell you they can't hear you, etc., smile. Okay, I worked for a company and they gave everybody little mirrors to put by their phone. And it says smile. They can hear it in your voice. Okay. How many people notice celebrities smile when they talk? Anybody ever notice that? Celebrities smile when they talk. You see it on singers, performers, everybody. Every sports athlete, they smile when they talk. Have you noticed that? Take a look at every one of them. They're always smiling. Why do you think that is? When they talk, they're using microphones, etc. They're projecting. Their voice has to come out. I want you to talk and don't smile. And when you talk, you sound like this. Notice how your voice sounds very monotone and you're not getting inflection. It's horrible. Now, when you smile, notice how your voice automatically goes up and down. You got inflection. You sound almost like you're more excited about everything. It's like, oh, look, I got some more paper here. I get to do so much more. Isn't this so exciting? You sound happy about everything. When you smile, they hear it in your voice. If they call you for a phone interview, smile as you talk into the phone. They will hear the difference. Okay? That is one of the best things. Something so simple. I can't tell you how many interviews I probably blew because how many people have heard the term resting face? And we all know what that B is in the middle. Okay? Some people have this, and when they do, they don't sound happy about anything. Now, how many people are bilingual or know Spanish? Spanish is known as a smiling language or a romance language. People who tend to speak this, they tend to smile more. That's why people go, oh, it's so romantic, it's so this. Okay. When I was growing up in Panama, bet you didn't see that coming, did you? And my favorite book when I was growing up was La Pata La Hata Loco. Yeah, didn't see that coming either, did you, huh? Yeah, I grew up in Panama. Yeah, down in Central America, running through the jungles, pulling sloths off trees, and that we were down in the canal zone. Yeah, we had 2 seasons, rainy and dry, all of it hot. We used to watch the boats go through the canal. Incredible time growing up. And then when I eventually, as an adult, made it down to South Florida, I found out words in Panamanian that were nice and friendly were obscene in Cuban. But the point is, these languages, they teach you to smile when you talk because of the pronunciation, the rolling of the R's, and so they tend to make you feel a little more friendly. Then when we left Panama, we went to Arkansas, and I learned hillbilly. I learned slang there. That was a whole different thing. The point I'm trying to make is pay attention how they tell you to speak with people, how to use your hand, what to do, how to do it, because this is the real deal. All that, right? Everybody going to do that? Everybody's going to go in positive and do this correctly and get great feedback. This is the real stuff, folks. Okay? All right. You guys are awesome. Okay, so that's going to get you through all of the, it's a really not so tough here. And then on Thursday, when you have that resume signed off by them, this is the assignment where you're going to turn that in, da, 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 da. Okay, see? And you can work ahead. You don't have to wait for these days. If you got a way to do some of these earlier and all that to work out in your schedule, do it. And then we got the midterm on Thursday. You can even do that early. The thing is, make sure you use that study guide. You'll go into the midterm. Now, once you start the midterm, don't get out of it. You only get one chance at it. Don't go in and just go, oh, I'm just kind of window shopping. That's your chance. Okay. If you go in, you don't come back out until you're finished. There's no time limit. And you have 25 questions, 4 points each, and it's 10% of your overall grade. We lowered that way down because I don't want one test to determine your whole grade. And you're going to say, take the quiz, and you'll notice that most of them are multiple choice, some short answer, and matching, etc. Now, here's the thing with this. When you take this, your grade's not going to be as high as you want. No, I'm not telling you you're going to do bad. I'm just going to tell you it's not going to be as high because anything with these short answers, I have to look at and I have to grade them. Canvas is not going to grade it automatically. So don't get upset if your grade's not where you want. I'm going to go in and your grade's going to go up. When you did that 5-point bonus, I'm going to include that as well. If you did that, if you didn't do it, you don't get that 5-point bonus, and no, you can't go back and do it now. You should have did it then. All right. So whatever you get, you're going to get 5 points on top of that if you did that assignment. Quick math tells you that's almost a half a letter grade. All right. So that's how you're going to do that. Take all the time you want, but do not back out of it. Okay. All right, so everybody good so far? Boom, boom, boom. Yes, yes. All right, we are rolling so far. We are ready to do our show. Now, if you notice my background that I had, there were all kinds of companies. There was McDonald's, there was Nike, there was everything you can think of. All those things, all those companies, and they all have something in common. Those things are all brand names. You are your own company. You have your own brand. And we're going to talk about that because I got to go back to one assignment. I almost forgot. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold on. Let me get back here. I need to go back over this one, this elevator pitch. Okay, so anybody hate the question? Tell me a bit about yourself. Or why should I hire you? Yeah, we hate that. So your elevator pitch is going to answer that for you. You're not going to have to think about that. This assignment annoys people, but if you do this elevator pitch, you do it once and it works for you forever. So you got a choice. You can struggle with it forever or do it once. How many people want to do it once and have this answered and never have to struggle with it? Yeah, think about it that way. So we don't know what to say or how to say. Okay. So this is it. You've got 2 videos here. This is a bad one. This is a good one. I recommend you watch it. Now, I'll be honest, as a student, I might go, I'm not going to sit here and watch it. You're probably all thinking that right now, right? I'm probably not going to watch this. I don't want to watch it. Nah, 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 nah. Okay, choice is yours. Now, let's put it this way. You want more money or less money? Now rethink your question. I'm not going to judge, but I'll be able to tell in a few years by the car you drive. Got it? Think about it that way. Okay. The more you put in, the more you get out. Okay. So what I want you to do is when they ask you, this is what they don't want. They don't want to know about your family. They don't want to know about Florida. They don't want to know about that. They want to know about your skills, those sort of things. Okay. So when they say, tell me about yourself, what I would say, my name's Ronald Haley. I'm currently an instructor at Southern Tech College, but I have extensive experience in animal care. I do domestic animals, I do Florida native animals, and I do exotic animals. In addition to this, I have management skills that include hospital management, veterinary practice management, big trucking, shops, and overall management in business. I can bring this expertise into your company and help you organize, strategize, and increase productivity. These are the things that I will bring to you. That is how you say, tell me a bit about yourself and why I should hire you. That is off the top of my head. Now, what I would do is I would write that out, I would add to it, and then I would memorize that. This is your elevator pitch. Do you see what you do there? You write this out. You memorize that. Okay? This describes you. This is what you put there. When you go to these places and you meet people in your career field, this is what you do as you go to shake their hand. Boom. You know what to say now. How many people understand this concept? You getting this? This is your icebreaker. This is your opener. This allows you, you know exactly what to say. While the person to your left and to your right, they're struggling, you reach right in front of them and you introduce yourself. Let them go and struggle. Why? You're the professional. You know what you know, and you're putting it out there. Push them aside. They're not your friend. They're your competition. Or they think they're your competition. In reality, you know they're no competition for you. Has everybody got that? You are the better business. You are the stronger person. You have better skills. You promote yourself. This is what you do. You don't sit there and go, oh, well, they might need it because they have this. No, if they need it, they want it, they do it. You got that? You're not there to hear somebody else's story. You're not there for this. You're not there for that. You are there for success. Everybody got that? You have to have this drive. You need to understand a couple of things. How many people have put other people before themselves? Most of us tend to do. How many people have done that? You push other people ahead of yourselves and you kind of let yourself go back a little. This is your time. Promote yourself. You go in there. Hi, this is me. This is what I do. This is what I'm going to bring you. And then when they say, this is what we can give you, you're going to say, and, and you're going to reap the stuff that you have earned. All right? Everybody got that? Promote and earn. Promote and earn. All right? You're starting to feel a little bit more confident. You're starting to get a little bit more, I can do this. Yes? No? How many people are starting to feel a little bit more confident? Kind of scary, you're stepping out. Okay? Everybody else still feeling kind of a little spooked? Yeah? Okay, don't worry, you can get this. Start putting it into play. You know, when you go to buy stuff of that, this is you, this is what you want. And if they say, well, we don't have that, I'll go elsewhere. Thank you. Don't settle. When you do assignments, well, this will allow me to pass. Not good enough. You want the A. Case in point, you have to go in for a surgery and the doctor's doing the surgery and they're like, Hmm. Well, how's it going? Well, the doctor goes, I think this is good enough. Do you want your doctor to say they think that's good enough? Or do you want them to go, this is what we need to do to make this guy healthy again? You want your stuff to be top quality. Believe in yourself 100%. I believe in you. I need you to believe in yourself just as much. Okay, so let's work on that. And here we go. And we're going to do that by starting with our brand. All right. You can do these things. The problem is we're told we can't or we shouldn't or why are we? I know because I've been there, unfortunately. But I know you can do it. I know you can do the work because I've already seen it. Moving something on my screen that you can't see out of the way. And here we go. So we're going to talk about the importance of your personal brand and your brand statement and the purpose of that personal commercial. All right. Okay, so your personal brand is your reputation. Everybody has heard about a reputation, good, bad. How many people know what we mean by, oh, that person's got a bad reputation? Everybody know about that? Yes? Don't lose out on me, people here, because I'll go through the slides and you'll miss out. All right. So your reputation is your professional aptitudes. That's your natural uh, stuff. Your skills and your abilities. That's what limits you, and your personality and your values. So it is everything. Okay. It is everything about you. Okay. And what contributes to that is your authenticity. How many people know fake people? Big pet peeve. You know fake people. It's like they're not authentic. They're fake. You know those. They have more faces than a handful of watches. You know who I'm talking about. You know those fake people. Your consistency, your relevance. If you're not staying current, you're not relevant, companies won't want you. If you're not keeping up, you can go out right now and they won't want you. You better be keeping up. Okay, differentiation. You're trying to make sure you're unique enough. If you're like everybody else, they won't want you. Just because you have skills in a career field that is in demand, don't think that you're going to go out there and everybody wants to hire you. Okay, just because they have an opening and you're in that field doesn't mean they will hire you. You best be able to mark and walk the talk. Okay, you have to be on point. Everything's not going to be handed to you just because you can do things. You have to do it at the level they want. Does everybody got that? You have to do it at the level they want, or they would rather do without. So this is why I'm pushing you. You've got to get these things. You're going to be pushed. Engagement. Are you active in your career? So we do what's called a brand statement, and this is on the midterm. Okay, a brand statement. One sentence. Statement means one sentence. And one of the questions will be, how many sentences are in your brand statement? I'll get 3, 5, 7. Brand statement, one sentence that's going to describe you to an employer. That's what they want. One sentence to describe yourself. And it's going to reflect everything about you, your aptitude, your skills, your ability, your personality, and values that you have. You're going to need to describe yourself in one sentence. It's like a tagline or a slogan that's going to persuade them to hire you. And it's going to give them an idea of how you're going to contribute. You're going to do that in one sentence, and you're going to do that tonight. Okay? You're going to do that. And this is how you start it off. You're going to start with your reputation. How many people know what people think about them? Honestly, think about in relationship to your work. What do they think about your work? How many people know what people think about their work? Well, you don't know if they think your work is good or bad. You've never had any evaluation. Okay, so you know. All right. Okay, then you're going to list your skills. You're going to list hard and soft skills. Each of them are important. They want to know. Then you're going to write a couple of little descriptions about you. And this one, why are you better than everybody else? How many people think they're better than all the other candidates? Who thinks you're better than the other candidates that are applying? Anybody? You think you're better than everybody else applying? No? Why not? If you don't think you're better, why would I hire you? I'm going to hire somebody else. You don't think you're better than the other candidate. Well, I'm not going to hire you. I'm going to hire the one who thinks they're the best. So let's try that again. How many people think they're better than the other candidates? Okay, nobody in here is getting hired. I'm going to hire the ones that have enough confidence that say, I'm the best candidate. Okay, so when it comes to hiring, no hires here. We had 100% hired in the first class, none here. Then we're going to compile these words and phrases. We're going to create a statement. Okay, and then we're going to apply it to a resume, cover letter, and everything. We're going to put it on everything. That's how important this thing is. And it's going to go on everything you do in this class. This is extremely important. This is an extremely important concept. And this is where you're going to see some examples here. A creative problem solver who can combine mathematics skills and science expertise to help develop sustainable energy sources. Notice how it describes what they are and what they can do. Not just because it's not related to your field, but it is in concept wise telling you who and what they do. Okay. Now, a personal commercial is that rehearsed introduction that includes information about your background and a snapshot of the career goals. That's that elevator pitch. Notice career goals. We start writing those career goals. Okay. And it answers that tell me about yourself. That's also important. Okay. And it's used for networking, for a job, or advice. Okay. Those are the two things. Okay. Now, if you're looking for a job, tell them why. I'm looking for this type of job. It is that upfront. In business, you are that upfront. It's straight to the point. Business is accused of being cold. Okay. Again, in business, you're not friends. You tell people what you want, not in a rude way, but in a straightforward way. Okay. And you can tell where you want it. I'm looking for a job in this location. Okay. And tell them when. Okay. So to do this, look at that brand statement you make and then add education, soft skills, hard skills. So you're adding to that and then tell them what you want. This is me. This is what I do, what I have, and I want a career in this area, or I want advice in this area. Okay. and then you write it. So those are ways to do it. So let's take a look. Some people are going into different fields, and instead of healthcare here, right in there, you can put in almost anything, okay? So a compassionate healthcare professional who has the skills, knowledge, and commitment needed to help patients achieve or improve quality of life. It would work for veterinary care, but also something very similar would work for an electrician, an electrical professional who has the skills, knowledge, and commitment needed to help people in the community with their electrical needs in both residential and commercial situations. Ba 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 ba. Okay, that would be their personal brand statement. Then they would expand it into this, their personal commercial. I am Samuel Lopez, a physical therapist with over 5 years experience in the field. I specialize in a range of physical therapy services, and then they go into detail that I'm looking for a position in the tri-state area with a well-respected healthcare facility that prefers to use a holistic approach. I'm compassionate and skilled at communicating with patients to ensure they understand their personalized treatment plan. So he expands it in that. He uses this and expands that. They work together. Okay. So the personal commercial that is used when you're networking. The brand statement that goes on the top of your resume. That goes on your LinkedIn account. That goes everywhere. You use it all over the place. Now that personal commercial, rehearse it, practice it. Keep it within 30 to 60 seconds. Don't ramble on. Have people listen to you, get their feedback. Does everybody understand the importance of these two things? Because you're going to be doing these tonight, okay? You need to have these. These are going to be very important. Now, typically in the class, I ask people, check your current grade. Are you missing assignments? I'm happy to report you guys have exceeded this. I told you y'all were doing good. So a pat on the back there. But this is what you all are doing tonight. This is your assignment tonight. But I don't want you to run away after this, but you're going to create a brand statement, okay? So these are the steps you should do. And they're in the book as well, but define yourself, your reputation, okay? List your skills, create phrases that kind of describe you, and then put it together into one sentence. One sentence that describes you. Okay? Everybody got that? This is what we've been talking about all the way through here. Okay? Y'all can do this, all right? Now, one other thing that I do want to go back to is on this elevator pitch here, right in here. This is where you go to record your elevator pitch. You click that button there and you'll see record media. You click that. You tell it that you will allow it to record your camera and your microphone. You click start recording and it will let you record that elevator pitch. Now, how many people absolutely hate to be recorded? They don't want their voice, they don't want their video, etc. Anybody out there like that? Nope. Okay, good. You all do recordings. Perfect. So then we'll have recordings for that. All right. So that is it for the evening. And we will see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Thank you, and y'all have a great one. We'll see you then.